There was some recent photos of Lil Baby surfacing from Michael Rubin, the billionaire who had an all-white party, and it's got the internet talking. And I want to kind of talk about this a little bit myself. Let's jost.
Come on, Blaze.
It's a beat for me.
Wow, 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 wow. For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Voodoo back with a quick little jost, and we about to jost Lil Baby and Michael Rubin. Not really them in particular, but they are the subject matters for this particular video. But we're about to discuss something that's very prevalent in our community, and we all turn a blind eye just because money is present. So let's get into it. First of all, I would like to say that this video is inspired by all the schmins in my comments who were trying to disagree with me, some of them negatively, some of them disrespectfully, about the Keke Palmer video. I said what I said, but nevertheless, let's get into something that we need to be worried about. So Lil Baby went to this all-white party with Mike Rubin. Mike Rubin is this so-called billionaire. I don't know anything about him. I'm only knowing about him because of Lil Baby, and I'm gonna tell you why that's important and why it's beneficial for him and not for Lil Baby, but we'll get there. So Lil Baby has been hanging out with Mike Rubin, and they've been doing a whole bunch of things. He even got Lil Baby doing a commercial for his company called Merch Madness or whatever it is. He's got all kind of black celebrities. If you look, he's got other celebrities as well, but a lot of athletes, a lot of black people, black prominent people or popular people to basically do his bidding and do all his advertising, because he knows that it'll reach a different demographic and a different target audience, right? So originally I'm like, well, what is this relationship really about? Because I know that, you know, it's been a recent trend lately for these so-called hard rappers to just all of a sudden now they're like super besties with these rich white billionaire men who otherwise would have never even crossed paths with them, let alone hang out with them. Because I can remember seeing Meek Mill with Robert Kraft on the side of the game one day on a basketball game. And I'm like, what in the hell could they ever have in common? Like, are you serious? I mean, these are dudes from the hood. They ain't got nothing. They ain't come from nothing. They basically just trying to make it out. They trying to, you know, be successful in their craft. And it's just like, what would they want to do with these dudes? And then it dawned on me when I saw this video. I said, okay, so he's using him to hit that other demographic, like I said earlier. And he's also using these guys, not just him, but other athletes as well, to basically capitalize. Because we all know we live in a capitalistic society where, you know, the rich stay rich and they like the poor to be poor. And they'll use anybody in between, such as a Lil Baby, to keep that happening. So Lil Baby seems like a good choice for, you know, I guess this whole campaign of what he has with his Merch Madness. He's got the kids involved. We all know everything happens through children. And basically he's getting everything he wants and needs for his company. I don't have an issue with that. Well, the only other thing that comes to mind or comes to play with all of this stuff that's going on outside of Lil Baby, you know, being his walking advertisement board or whatever, I realized that there was this all-white party. And I mean, this all-white party was like a star-studded event. All your top A-list athletes, rappers, actresses, everybody was at this party. But I noticed Lil Baby kind of like clinging to Robin, whatever his name, Michael Rubin, I'm sorry, a little bit more than others. But, you know, we're going to touch on that in the later part of the video. But nevertheless, when this picture surfaced of Lil Baby being sandwiched between two grown men, one with questionable hair, a lot of people got to talking. A lot of people was like, what in the world is going on, right? Because this photo does not really give us the Lil Baby that we're so used to, right? Like, we're used to Baby being from the streets of Atlanta, you know what I mean, making it out the hood, and being sandwiched between two grown men. As a woman, it just didn't sit right with me. But, you know, everybody have different opinions. Some people are saying, oh, let him live, it's not like that, or whatever the case. I personally thought it was very strange, to say the least. However, I'm gonna let you guys decide. So after this picture was surfaced, Lil Baby had a response, and he basically responds with this video, and I'll let you hear it, and I'll come right back for more commentary.
Don't be making fun of me when I'm drunk. You're gonna get another drunken hug tonight. I don't care what anyone says. You're getting a drunken hug. You too. You too. Drunken hugs are coming tonight.
Mike, get up off me, dog. You heard me, Mike? Get up off me, man. Look, this man on my legs, y'all. Get this man.
So now you've seen those two videos, and this is one of Lil Baby's response and one of Meek Mill's response. And you know, I'm not one to say that I promote the thug culture. Actually, I think it's one of the detriments of our community. I wish it never existed. Let's just start there. However, I find it very funny that these men, these guys, are hanging out with this billionaire. For what reason, we're still unclear, but I believe it's to use them for their advertising. But nevertheless, we got these young men hanging out with these billionaires, and they're being treated like they're getting flued out. You know what I mean? They're getting treated like they're the females in the relationship dealing with billionaires. Look at the mannerisms on Lil Baby. Look at the mannerisms on him. Look at the way that Meek Mill was basically like, you know, letting this man do and say things that he wouldn't let a man of color or a black man do. Like, for instance, you're gonna get a drunken hug tonight. If a black man told that to Meek Mill or Lil Baby, it'll be fighting words. But somehow, because this is a white millionaire, yeah, it's okay. He's clear, so it's fine. He's a clear millionaire. I think that this is problematic for more than one reason. Number one, I think it's problematic because as men, we hear a lot in the internet or in the internet streets about how masculinity is is being threatened by black women, and how these people in the higher ups are trying to emasculate black men with photos and outfits and all these things. But it was this moment, and I knew this before, but it was in this moment that I can have actual proof that whatever image black men are putting out is strictly of their own doing. They're putting out whatever image they want to be seen, because at the end of the day, had Lil Baby been sandwiched between two black men, this would not receive this type of it's okayness from the culture. And I believe that is problematic because on one hand, I promote black men and being masculine. I love a masculine black man, but ultimately it seems as if black men's masculinity or their lack thereof is for sale. And the reason I'm saying this is because, like I said before, if this were two other people, anybody other than this white billionaire, this would not be happening. And they would even come out and try to clear this up. But these guys are just really just like going with it. And it kind of lends itself to the idea, is this like a humiliation ritual? Like, what's going on? Because we all know those exist. Kanye West told us about them. I mean, even when I look at the photos from the party, I'm looking at Rick Rubin and basically the people he's with. You can see him here with Tom Brady and all these other people, but look where his hands are placed. He has a hand around the neck of James Harding and one almost on the bottom of this black man right here. I personally don't like it. I think that it's emasculation at its finest, but I seen in the comments on the Shade Room, most people are disagreeing. Most people feel like, oh, black men can be, you know, free and have fun without being sexualized or say that we're gay. And I'm not saying that any of these men are gay. Let's be clear. I do not know this to be fact, but I do feel like I'm just looking at these photos and it's giving very suspect, because at the end of the day, he's not interacting with the men of no color or the clear people the way he's reacting with the men. Look at how close behind Lil Baby he is. I mean, he's got the hand around the neck, all of that stuff. It's just giving emasculation within itself. I don't know how you guys don't see this, but again, that's just my observation. I'm looking at the way he's, you know, taking these photos with these black men, and these are supposed to be the thugs in the neighborhood or the thugs in the culture that's supposed to represent for the hood. And it's not giving representing for the hood. It's giving I'll bow down for whatever money you have. The way he's got his hands around Drewski and this other guy, I don't know who this is because I'm not into the young culture these days. I only know Drewski because he's always on the Shade Room on Twitter. But nevertheless, the way he's got his arms around these dudes' necks, and I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, this is a reach. He's just taking photos. Like, it's not that big of a deal. You just trying to make something out of nothing. You just want to make black men look bad and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Not true. What I do know is when it comes to our culture, not just black men, but black women as well, everybody has a price. Everybody in the world has a price, but typically black people's prices are lower. And in this instance, we're talking about black men in the culture who are basically our representation once again. And then also who are the influence of our younger kids, our younger children, because it's just like we got all these people up here just having a blast at these parties just to be in the know or be in the in crowd and being emasculated at the same time. Michael Rubin has his hands on the back of the neck of Joel Embiid, who's probably 7 feet tall. And y'all don't see how this is problematic. Y'all don't see how this makes this huge, tall, strong black man, you know, who's supposed to be like towering over everybody and just presents masculinity. How does that look masculine in this photo? It doesn't. It actually looks horrible. And he's a really small, you know, white guy. It's giving buck breaking. And I'm not saying that that's what happened. I have heard about the mansion parties. I wasn't there, so I can't say. But this photo right here alone is giving buck breaking. You take the strongest, biggest, blackest dude and you buck break him. And that's what it's giving. I'm sorry. It was a lot of disturbing photos, y'all. I mean, I don't even know who this man is. And, you know, that tells me what all was going on at that party. And I get it. We are inclusive to everybody, and I have no issue with that. But I feel like, you know, certain images just kind of stuck out to me. I mean, this guy's on photos with other billionaire Robert Kraft and Tom Brady, who's arguably the best football player of all time, depending on how you look at it. I mean, I'll give him that, whatever. But the way in which he's taking these photos are a little different. Now, I know y'all gonna sit up on this under this comments and say I'm reaching, and maybe I am. I don't know, but I'm just noticing the way that he's taking these photos with these guys, Robert Kraft and Tom Brady, versus these guys. I mean, we all know Kris Jenner's girlfriend. He's everywhere, but ultimately, you know, I just found some of this stuff very interesting. And Odell Beckham is from my neck of the woods, not only my city, but my actual ward. He's out the 7th ward where I'm from. So I know his family. Well, I don't know his family, but I know of his family. And ultimately, this is already like, we've already suspected this. I'll just say that. And in this photo, is that Damar Hamlin, the guy who they claimed had all that issue on the field with that panorama and that CCC, and then he supposedly was unalived and brought back to life. Now he at parties throwing up Illuminati signs. It looks like him. Listen, y'all have to understand what's be going on, and a lot of stuff they put in plain sight. I recall a video of Mike Rubin with Meek Mill, and I guess they had a bet. About tennis or something like that, and Meek Mill lost the bet. Let me let y'all look at this video, and I'm gonna come back with more commentary.
Why are you doing bunny hops, Meek? Because you got your ass beat in tennis. You got your ass beat. Keep going. Count out loud. Count out loud. Huh? Keep up. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Don't cheat on your bunny hops. They suck. Your bunny hops suck. You got 250 more to go.
So now y'all cannot sit up here and tell me that this guy that you're looking at right here on the screen, this guy, Meek Mill, the rapper, the ultimate thug, the ultimate get it out the trenches, the ultimate I'm from the hood, but I'm still like not acting like I'm different or whatever. You're gonna tell me that this guy can then turn into this and no one bats an eye? I'm not saying people don't change. I'm not saying people don't evolve. With money and success, typically your circles change. I get that. But for your entire personality to change, do you think if Meek had made a bet like this in the hood, he would be hopping around the hood like this? And again, I'm not trying to say this in a sense of like he can't evolve or he can't change. That's not what I'm saying. But in these situations, it's more of a humiliation tactic, if you ask me. This is not indicative of a grown man of any color, not just black, not just from the hood. This is not what a grown man would be running around doing. A grown man wouldn't even make this bet. If anything, they bet money or something like that. But to make this bet and then lose and then have to do this in public, it was just disgusting. And I mean, listen, he was at this party with other men, right? And I kind of just felt like they just didn't get the same rep that these other guys got. I mean, I'm all here for brothers getting up there and elevating and being in the who's who crowd and all of that. But I feel like if white guys or clear guys typically like to play like this, then why can't we just leave that exclusively to them? Because then the first thing we're going to get up here and say is black women or other people or the media, everybody's emasculating black men, but black men are literally choosing to do and be around these people. It was funny because 50 posted this post and he said, see, this why I don't go to no party puffing them at. The F is going on here. The F off my little ninja. Listen, 50 been calling these dudes out like 90 going west. So whatever club they in, 50 cannot be a part of it because he just be calling these dudes out like 90 going west and nobody says nothing. But I'm here for 50. I agree with 50. This is ridiculous. Like I said, There is absolutely nothing wrong with elevating and doing something bigger and better for yourself and your brand and your family and your hood or whatever it is you want to do it for. I'm here for it. But I do feel like we have to have a sense of integrity in this industry, and there is none. And I know that to be a fact because even at the lower levels down here where we are in the poor people, I mean, and I'm not poor, I don't want to speak those words on me, but in the people who don't have the money and influence that these people have, I see it materialize all the time. I see it on the jobs. I see it everywhere. I just want our black men, if they're going to go around saying that or feeling like people are emasculating them, to have some sort of integrity and also to hold each other accountable. Hold each other accountable and say, bro, what are you doing? Even if it's in a joking way like 50 Cent did, because at this point it's giving thirsty, and a lot of white billionaire men are going to jump on this trend, and they're going to basically walk these dudes around like puppies and use them for pawns just for their advertising and their monetary gain. That's simply what's going to happen, because it seems like today black people have no pride and no shame. It's like it's all gone out the window, and it sucks. And I'm sorry for that, but it is what it is. We have to be honest with each other. But if I had to be completely honest, my biggest concern are the children, because we all know that kids nowadays, idolize rappers. I get it. Back when I was younger, we liked rap and all of that, but these children literally idolize these rappers. So if they see that this is the thing to do, and this is, your integrity's for sale, your manhood is for sale, your masculinity is for sale, they'll follow suit, unfortunately. And that sucks, because I feel like as black people, we have to do better than this. That's just what it is, because our generation and the generation below us, it seems like everybody's screwed up. Nobody cares about anything but a coin and a bottom line and just to be in the limelight. Jay-Z said one thing. He said in one of his raps, he said, the biggest drug known to man is fame. He was like, it's stronger than heroin when you can look through the mirror like, there I am, and still not see what you become. I know I'm guilty of it too, but not like them. You lost one. That was big. That was a big bar that we need to really take into account. It's not worth anybody emasculating men, but if that's what you choose, then I'm all here for it. I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to say that I'm holding you accountable. But I'm looking for all the black men to jump in these comments and have a conversation about this again. There's no beef. I know I make fun and or whatever, but it's no beef. I really just want to understand you guys' perspective. Is this okay? Is it okay to be sandwiched between two men? Is it okay for a man to have his hand on your butt and one around another man's neck? I sure don't. And I'm hoping a lot of the people in the comments won't either. But if you do, I'm here for it as well. But y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow me on TikTok, and I'll see y'all hoes later. Bye.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.